the threat of violence hanging over them, although security is still tight.
The ceasefire declared by the Basque separatist organisation ETA last month has so far held, but the security forces are taking no chances. The politicians in Madrid see the elections as a test of ETA's commitment to peace and have said they'll not take any major steps until they see that the voting passes off peacefully and all sides respect the results. Opinion polls predict that the Basque Nationalist Party, led by Juan José Ibarretxe, which has been in power in the Basque region for the past 18 years, will again gain the most votes. They, like ETA's political wing, Herri Batasuna, also favour independence for the Basque region, but reject violence. The real battle, however, is for second place, and campaigning throughout the region has been fierce. Herri Batasuna are hoping that the ceasefire will increase their share of the vote, which usually stands at about 15%. Their main rivals are Spain's two main political parties, the Popular Party of the Prime Minister José María Aznar and the Socialists, both of which oppose independence for the Basque region. The real challenge, however, will come once the results have been declared, in what all accept will be a long and difficult road to find a lasting peace after more than 30 years of violence. Daniel Schweimler, BBC News, Madrid.
A New York doctor who was targeted by could change the future of space travel.
Main engine start and liftoff of the Delta rocket with Deep Space One, testing the spacecraft technologies of the next century.
Deep Space One is the opening act of NASA's new Millennium program. Of the 12 advanced technologies on board, the ion propulsion engine is the most far-reaching, as instead of standard chemicals, it will use an electrically charged gas.
Oh, it's certainly a revolution. It's not been used on a spacecraft as the primary propulsion system before. It has been used to angle communication satellites in the past. The Russians and the Americans have done that. But it's not been used as the primary propulsion system, so this is groundbreaking in that sense.
The engine will work by bombarding xenon gas with electrons, so its atoms are given an electrical charge or ionized. These ions are then accelerated by high-voltage grids and expelled into space as an ion beam at more than 62,000 miles an hour. Although an ion propulsion engine will allow a spacecraft to travel 10 times faster than by chemical propulsion, the thrust will be 10,000 times weaker, which means it would feel as light as this piece of paper. Deep Space One could therefore signal a new type of spacecraft, lighter, cheaper and faster than its predecessors, cutting a 10-year trip to Pluto, for instance, by several years. And because Deep Space One is so light, it only needed a small Delta rocket to launch it into space. The spacecraft's first destination is an asteroid, flying within 6 miles of the surface. If the mission is extended, it will then take the first close-up images of a comet. Sue Nelson, BBC News.
The top three sides in England's